This week on the Big Thunder podcast, we now know when it's time to turn off the music, time to turn off the lights, time to say goodbye to the Muppets, but not tonight.
And now we know what Disney plans to do with the old Star Wars hotel.
Plus, there's been another change to the lightning lanes. How will it affect your upcoming trip? All that and much, much more.
Buckle up.
And here's your hosts, Bo and Abby.
Before we get to the official roundup, I do think I want to start with some breaking news.
Let's.
Yeah, and that is new details are just coming out, so I'm not 100% prepared on this. But,
yeah,
it sounds like Jellyrolls on the Disney BoardWalk is being relocated.
Oh, relocated?
Well, they're leaving the Disney bubble. So Jellyrolls is a third-party operation, so they're not like a Disney business. They're just on Disney property.
Yeah, kind of like a lot of the Disney Springs people. Are they going to Disney Springs?
No, I think they're leaving Disney. Oh. There had been rumors for a while that they'd be leaving and possibly being replaced by a Disney-owned piano.
Jellyrolls?
Disney-owned Jellyrolls, basically.
Okay, that's fine.
Another piano bar.
Okay, cool. That's fine. If it's still like the same type of thing, that's cool.
Yeah, because it is cool to have that kind of like adult nightlife. I mean, they're a staple of the boardwalk. They've been there like forever, so... it'll be exciting to see what happens next. Hopefully it will be something like Jellyrolls because it is such a cool, unique thing to have. But yeah, no set time. It sounds like it's going to be sometime in the spring, probably around April that they'll be leaving.
So quick.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what the boardwalk is, it's literally at Disney's Boardwalk Resort, but it's like behind it and it goes around, what is the lake called there? I can't think of the official lake name. I don't remember. But it's like, it's the same body of water that the beach club and yacht club share, but it's so cool. I'm sure if you're watching on YouTube, I'll insert like some photos, but
it's a lot of pressure.
It's such a vibe. It's so fun. It really comes alive at night.
Yeah.
Like you can still go to shops and go to restaurants and like walk the boardwalk during the day, but at night it's like there's like performers and like the lights and there's carnival games and it's cool.
And Jellyrolls is a dueling piano bar. It's a 21 and up. I think it's usually like $15, $20 to get in.
We were supposed to go on our anniversary trip, but I had kind of a panic attack after dinner and we went back to the hotel. Yeah. So I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
We didn't get to do that.
That's okay. But yeah, then what you can do is you can go and like request songs and they know it. Like there's pretty much nothing they don't know.
Yeah.
And they'll play, a lot of people request Disney songs because you're in the bubble, but like you can do anything if you want to give them some Taylor Swift or some Billy Joel. It's like they'll know anything.
Well, Taylor Swift is part of Disney.
Sure. Are you?
I know what you mean, though.
Are you calling her a Disney princess?
I mean, she's America's princess.
Okay. All right, let's get to the official roundup.
Okay.
If you're new to the roundup, this is where we take a look at the biggest news out of the week. It's less breaking news and more, hey, did you hear about this? The Jellyrolls was breaking news.
That was
This
breaking
is not
news.
breaking news. So yeah, like we talked about, like we teased in the open, we now know when the Muppets are leaving Hollywood Studios. So as we know, Monsters Inc. Land will take over Muppets Courtyard in Hollywood Studios. Disney just announced that it will be a phased closure of that area that will begin in May. The last day you'll be able to dine at Mama Melrose will be on May 10th. Following that, Muppet Vision 3D and Pizza Rizzo will close on June 7th. And then on June 8th, Muppets Courtyard will be completely walled off and closed.
I have such big feelings about this.
I know. I know. It is going to be sad.
It's just not fair.
Yeah.
Chalk it up to the rest of all the it's just not fairs, but this is a silly choice.
Yeah.
My hope is because they're moving the Muppets to take over Rock and Roller Coaster, they're just going to pick up Miss Piggy's fountain and put it over there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to turn formerly Lightning McQueen, now the villain, into some kind of a Muppet Vision.
A Muppet Vision.
And they'll like make it over there, even though it's
in the Sunset Boulevard
ridiculous.
area.
But maybe they're just picking it up and moving it. But if they were doing that, they should just tell us. Our hearts can't handle this.
Yeah, well, maybe they're thinking that if we know that, then we won't check out the villains show because we don't want to get attached to it.
Well, at this point, you should get attached to nothing.
I would say if they were going to do that, I think they would let the villains show run until Villains Land is
Agreed,
open.
they will.
Then, Disney is supposedly having creative conversations and exploring ways to preserve the film and other parts of the experience for fans to enjoy in the future. So, like you just said, I think that's the dream.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are saying just put it on Disney Plus, but there's so many interactive elements with that film. Like, I don't think you can just drop it onto Disney Plus.
No.
Unless you create some kind of all new film experience where you can see Sweetums running around in the theater, or Bean the Bunny up in the balcony with Statler and Waldorf across from him, or the Swedish Chef in the back with his rifle.
Yeah.
It's not just as simple as putting it on Disney Plus.
No, and there's bubbles.
Yeah, and the bubbles. How can you miss the bubbles? Those would need to be part of the show.
Sad.
And like you said, we do know that the Muppets are taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, but there is no timeline on when that is happening.
And for those of us who don't do big roller coasters, now we get no Muppets.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm getting no Muppets.
Yeah. You can't even go have a piece of puffy pizza. There's no pizza Rizzo pizza for you. You can't go to the wedding reception.
Now, granted, was I ever going? No.
But it was nice
because
I was
so here's the thing. I was already mad at them because they took away Pizza Planet.
Yeah.
That we never had it as Pizza Rizzo, but now I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
And now I would go have it.
Yeah.
I'm never happy.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah. But if you want to save Muppets Courtyard and support the Batterson family, who...
Where are you going?
I was going to go dark and be like, because I work for the government, may not have a job soon, support our Etsy shop. Thank you.
Yes, we do have some Save Muppet Courtyard merch on our Etsy shop. I'm currently wearing one of the shirts for those of you listening on the podcast. Save Muppet Courtyard. Do what you can with the time that you have.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Speaking of, well, it's from Lord of the Rings. It's
beautiful.
Speaking of doing what you can with the time that you had...
Yeah.
Should we talk about the Galactic Starcruiser?
Yeah, let's. We
Okay.
didn't get to experience it.
Speaking of things that are Hollywood Studios adjacent, we now know what they will be doing with the Galactic Starcruiser. Disney spent somewhere in the ballpark of $400 million to create the Galactic Starcruiser. I've also heard it's closer to $1 billion, so we'll see.
Oh my god.
This is what was dubbed as the Star Wars Hotel, but it was more like a 3-day LARPing experience. Guests could play games, interact with characters, and experience an overarching story of a spaceship taken over by the First Order and ultimately rescued by Rey, Chewie, and the Resistance. After being open for about a year, they closed it. It was known for being incredibly expensive, and the idea of it being a hotel and like being marketed as a hotel didn't quite sit right with people because the rooms were small. There was no like luxuriating. There wasn't a pool or anything. The kind of things you would expect in a hotel. This ain't that.
Yeah.
This wasn't that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it did not go over well. And again, the price tag was high.
It was. It was basically like a cruise.
Yeah.
But not.
Yeah. We won't go into all the details about everything they offered or why it failed, but if you want to know those things, I do highly recommend 2 different 4-hour-long videos.
Yeah.
Ordinary Adventures has a great 4-hour vlog about all the cool things on it and why they loved it and why it should be cherished and remembered fondly. Counterpoint is Jenny Nicholson's 4-hour video about why she thinks it's flopped and her experience with it. Both are great sides. If you want like a full picture of the Star Cruiser, I would recommend. If you have 8 hours to kill, watch both of them. I didn't watch them all in 8 hours. I think I watched them all in like 1 or 2 hour chunks. Yeah, but they're both riveting. Watch them both. So yeah, there were a lot of theories floating around about what could be done with that space. Supposedly they had tested a few different options. One of them being like an elaborate dinner theater, but I think logistically they could never make anything work. So apparently the winning idea is that they're going to be turning them into offices for Walt Disney Imagineering.
Yeah. Which they should have just made it just a standard hotel. Like a deluxe price. Because even then it's still way more affordable than it was.
Yeah.
Because you're attached to the park. But just like, why?
Yeah. Reports are saying that WDI will be using the building as a hub for the expansion projects coming to Walt Disney World Resort. So that's Tropical Americas and Animal Kingdom, Cars and Villains Land and Magic Kingdom, and the aforementioned Monsters Inc. Land coming to Hollywood Studios. There's this guy I follow on TikTok and now on Blue Sky, the Dapper Manatee, who he blue skied out. I don't know what you call it. It's like the blue sky version of a tweet. But
anyway, what is it? A cloud?
A butterfly. Their logo is a butterfly.
What
are you, a flap? Do butterflies flap?
Okay.
Anyways, he was saying, what if this was all an elaborate ruse by Imagineering to create space-themed office spaces for them?
They knew all along?
They knew. They sabotage it so they could have cool offices.
That's really funny. Hopefully they keep the bunk beds and then they can, like, take a little snooze.
Yeah. Well, they work hard.
They do work hard. They work very hard.
Speaking of things of the future, let's jump over to some news from Epcot.
Okay.
Celebración and Encanto is now a full-time entertainment option at Epcot. In case you were wondering, this is something that came out a few months ago. Celebración and Encanto, a family-friendly 25-minute sing-along show located in Communicore Plaza at Epcot. If you're familiar with the Frozen sing-along, it's kind of a similar concept. The show contains songs from Encanto, where guests are encouraged to sing along. There's also Encantrivia, a quiz sequence with questions about the movie, but also about Colombia, because, it's Epcot.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
Yeah, learn some stuff. For me, what makes it cooler than Frozen, yes, that pun was intended, is that you get to actually interact with Mirabel and Bruno.
Yeah.
If you go to the Frozen show, Anna and Elsa and Olaf, all of them on the stage, you don't get to interact with them. You just watch from afar. But
they have MCs that you interact with.
Yes, and so does Encanto. They also have like new cast of characters. But Mirabel and Bruno are there to like get you up and dancing and stuff. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, anywho's, the show is scheduled to end in September, but Disney just announced the show will continue as a full-time offering as the main show of Communicore Plaza.
Cool.
Pretty rad.
See it in the off seasons because it's outside and there's not a lot of shade.
What do you mean by off season?
Well, that's true. See it in the cooler months because during the summer there's no shade and it's outside.
I see what you're saying.
And it's hot, hot, hot.
Yes. All right, last little bit for the roundup. Have you heard about the fanciest new addition to the Magic Kingdom?
The tiaras?
It is the tiaras.
Yes, I have heard about this. Tell me more.
The Erebus, and I hope I'm probably not pronouncing any of these right.
It's the crystal
shop. The Erebus Tiara Foundry, located within the Crystal Art Shop on Main Street, features a create-your-own tiara experience.
Oh my god.
The Crystal Art Shop showcases crystal and glassware items via Disney partner Erebus Brothers. At the Tiara Foundry, guests can choose from 3 styles of tiara, and each style of tiara comes in either rose gold, gold, or silver.
I want one.
Then you pick your stones of various sizes and colors, and an artisan will hand place and secure each one. This experience runs $89. Which sounds expensive, but not.
I'm like,
I mean,
I'll take 3. I'll take 3, please.
I paid over twice that to build a lightsaber.
Yeah. Excuse me. I would take a yes.
You want your own tiara?
I want me and the girls to have matching tiaras, and we'll go out on Main Street with our corn dogs and our cheese, and we'll sit with our tiaras and have the best day.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I think it sounds like once you pick everything out, you can either stay there and watch them do it, or they like encourage you to like go check out the other crystals in the store.
No, I would just
watch them do it. I think it takes like 10 or 15 minutes to do it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Oh my god, I want that. Do you have to make a reservation?
I don't know.
You just go out? A client asked Liz about this, and Liz was like, did you know that you can build a tiara? And I'm like, I literally just found out.
Yeah.
I literally just found out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're so pretty.
Abby's looking it up on her phone.
I want one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is not like a chintzy tiara, by the way.
No,
this is like...
Yeah.
They are so pretty.
Do they make them in adult sizes, or are they just a kid's thing?
I don't care. I got to think it's all sizes.
Yeah, that's for an adult. But if the people want to make their own tiaras in the Magic Kingdom, check out Celebración and Encanto, protest the closing of Muppet Courtyard, they should contact
Minnie Vacay. And we will know the answer to the questions. We just got to learn it first. Here on Big Thunder Podcast, we like to keep things as real and authentic as possible. And one hard truth is that for as amazing and magical as a trip to Disney or Universal can be, planning one can be a little intimidating and sometimes even frustrating. What are the best parks for my family? What are the best places to stay for my budget? Do I really need to wake up at 4 a.m. 2 months before my trip to book dinner reservations? It can definitely be a lot. but that's where Minnie Vacay can help you. We are certified Disney and Universal travel planners who specialize in taking the hard stuff off of your plate. We love waking up at 4 a.m. for Disney stuff. And not only are our services completely free to you, but when you book a vacation package with us, we'll send you a $25 gift card. Minnie Vacay is a part of Gateway to Magic Travel, an authorized Disney vacation planner and Disney earmarked agency. Check us out on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram to get the ball rolling on your next magical adventure, or you can also see all of our information at minnievacay.com.
All right, real quick, can you explain Lightning Lane Premier Pass?
I hope so. Is this the $400?
Yeah.
Up to $400? Okay, so Lightning Lane Premier Pass is the newest Lightning Lane change that they rolled out to deluxe resort guests only before Christmas, last fall? What is time? And then now it's open to all guests. And what this is instead of purchasing the Lightning Lane, standard Lightning Lane where you get up to 7 days before your trip, if you're staying on property, you can pick up to 3 Lightning Lane experiences every day of your resort stay. If you're staying off property, it's 3 days before. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, and you don't have to schedule a time when you have the Premier Pass, correct? You just go like you have.
Yes. So the original Lightning Lane, you pick the things, then you go to the park, you check in on your first Lightning Lane, and then you have to go and search, and it's you're basically all day figuring out your next thing.
Yeah.
With Premier Pass, which is up to a $400 price point per person, you just go and you go into any lane that you want at any time you want.
One ride.
Time per day.
Yeah.
But basically, you could it's kind of like the old Fast Pass, but without the Fast Pass ticket and without a time frame. So you literally purchase this, and then you go and you just pick whatever ride you want. It's a risk in the sense that you don't know the crowd that day. We've seen people do it, and the Lightning Lane and the standby lane are basically the same time. But then other times where it's around Christmas or a super busy day, which you just don't know, you could be it could be the best value.
Yeah.
Because you're just living your life, going where you want, entering the Lightning Lane, and moving on. So really it comes down to time versus money and what you find valuable.
The new change to this is previously the option was limited only to those staying at Disney resort hotels.
It was deluxe resorts only.
Now it is open for all guests.
Yeah.
Even those not staying at Disney resorts, they can purchase the Lightning Lane Premier Pass up to 3 days in advance. Those staying at Disney resort hotels or other select hotels can purchase their Lightning Lane Premier Passes starting 7 days before the first day of their stay for the length of their stay up to 14 days.
How much would that be? 14 times 4, let's say 400.
That math is hard.
I'm going to do it really quick because I need to know. On top of your park ticket. So this also this is in addition to your park ticket. That would be $5,600 per person.
That's quite the vacation.
Okay.
Well, if they need help booking, they should contact.
They should contact Minnie Vacay.
There would definitely be no judgment on anyone who wanted to book.
I would just make
Premier
sure.
Pass.
No, God, no, absolutely. But I would probably try to tell you about peanut butter jelly sandwiches to save some money.
If you're booking that, you're definitely eating at the Cake Bake Shop.
Yeah. If you're booking that, you're Grand Floridian. It's having someone bring you Cake Bake Shop. Having your personal minivan driver bring you Cake Bake Shop. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Minnie herself will show up in the minivan.
I would pay a lot of money, honestly, to have Minnie drive me around in her minivan.